Hello everybody. What a few weeks this has been. I go on vacation to Disney World with the family and Bitcoin completely tanks. I come back home and then I get sick. But listen, going forward, I'm going to start posting a little less frequently because I don't have as much time to make videos as I used to. But as you all know, my channel is not about trading in and out of cryptos. It's more long-term focused. It's about buying and holding, and then we'll begin to scale out as we approach the end of the bull market. This is the most profitable and easiest approach. If your goal is to trade cryptos and try to outsmart the market, trust me, you won't make as much gains as you would from just buying and holding. There's plenty of other channels out there that try to do that, but it's not mine. And by the way, I haven't sold any of my Bitcoin and my strategy hasn't changed at all. If you are continuing to hold your position like I am, I definitely acknowledge that we're going through some hard times right now. If you need more frequent videos, then check out Cryptos R Us. George has 2 streams a day. He could really help to keep your mental strong during the hard times. And I also really like Kevin Svensson, so make sure to subscribe to him as well. In this video, we're going to talk about what happened recently and what we'll be looking at moving forward. As you know, we sold off by 50% from the highs. If you sold or trimmed your position at the Pi cycle confirmation, then congratulations for locking in profits. But I think the right thing to do right now is to buy back in. And keep in mind what started this sell-off. Was it because of the Pi cycle or was it because of news? Well, that is the topic of this video, and I have a theory about why Bitcoin sold off as much as it did. Let's get into the charts. You'll see that immediately following the Pi cycle top, there was a sell-off of 27%. I remember watching this trend line here as we were going down. I was watching to see if we break that trend line to signal the first sign of repair, and then I was thinking we would likely see a V-shaped recovery back up to all-time highs. And that is actually what started playing out. We had this huge breakout from the trendline resistance, and the V started to take shape, until this menacing candle shows up. This is when I started feeling less certain. This was May 4th, and there wasn't very much bearish sentiment at this time. The fear and greed index was sitting at 68, which is pretty good. We chopped down and came right back up. There wasn't any news to cause that, so I thought that was very strange. And then we had the Elon Musk tweet about Tesla, and the rest is history. Kevin Svensson has the opinion that the bottom is in at 30K, and I agree. I think if we were to break below 30K again, it would likely be very short-lived. I'm still perplexed about what happened on May 4th to break the V-shaped recovery. This is the outlier that I can't explain. So if anybody knows something, please leave a comment. I looked back in the news and I couldn't find anything significant. I checked the on-chain analytics and I don't see anything. We had some good momentum and it looked like we were on the way to start making new highs. Then we just started trading sideways. A few hours before the Elon tweet, we saw a huge increase of inflows onto the exchanges, and I believe that was not by coincidence. Somebody knew in advance, and they took advantage by shorting the hell out of Bitcoin right before the tweet. Then, as we know, there was a bunch of follow-up news to cause further bearish sentiment, and that's where we are right now. Anyways, regardless of what caused the FUD, why did we sell off so much in a bull market? Well, my theory is that it was a combination of stimulus checks and new market participants. Because let's go back and take a look at what was happening in January. Bitcoin had just gone from 10,000 up to 30,000 in just a few months. And then the US had stimulus checks going out, and there was this whole thing with Wall Street Bets and GameStop. Robinhood suspended trading in their app, and that caused a lot of people to turn to crypto. There were so many people creating accounts on crypto exchanges that some of them had to shut down and implement a waitlist. So we had a lot of people that are new to crypto and diving in, and they have money to put into the markets because of the stimulus. Crypto was very hot for a few months. And then there was the news that Tesla purchased Bitcoin and will accept it as a method of payment for Tesla vehicles, and that just made crypto even hotter. Fast forward to today, we had all this bearish news that liquidated a lot of the new participants that trade using leverage, and the fear caused a lot of them to sell their spot positions. Now, isn't it interesting that the price of Bitcoin fell down to almost exactly where we were in early January, where all of this started? So that's my theory. I don't think Bitcoin should have sold off as much as we did, because nothing has changed fundamentally, and we are still in a bull market. We just had too many people in crypto using leverage, and the ones holding crypto didn't have enough conviction about their investment. The on-chain analytics shows that during the sell-off, most of the people that sold were new wallet addresses. And I even tweeted about this on May 21st at the height of all of this drama. I said, I feel much better about holding Bitcoin now that a significant portion of the supply has been reallocated to people that have a higher level of conviction. And you know what? I feel even more bullish today than I did at 64,000 because of this. I don't think the Pi cycle predicted this sell-off. Maybe the 27% correction was due to the Pi cycle fears, but as I explained earlier, we were recovering from that until something changed on May 4th. And then Elon tweeted, the news media piled on a bunch of FUD, and here we are. By the way, what we're seeing right now happened before. Take a look at the halving tracker. This year's dip happened at the exact same point in the 2017 bull market cycle. No, I don't think Elon timed it, but I do think all the other FUD that came afterwards was intentional. So now the question is, has this sell-off changed anything about my strategy? My answer is no. The only thing that has changed is when I think the top will be. Kevin Svensson was calling for a summer peak, which I agreed with, but with this mid-cycle dip, he changed his prediction to September or October, which is also what I think is most likely. I'm not really thinking about a summer top anymore. If we get a peak at the 500-day mark, then that puts us at October 11th. There are those that believe we are going to have an extended cycle with diminishing returns, and sure, it's possible, but we're not seeing that yet. Up until now, we have been outperforming the 2017 cycle, so we'll just have to wait and see. Let's take a look at all the indicators that we use on my channel. First, the Pi cycle indicator with the new inputs provided by Bitcoin Mamo. You'll see the price moved below the red line, and it's causing it to expand and move away from the green line. So this is another indication that maybe this sell-off has delayed the bull market top. We'll just have to wait and see if this comes into play later. And we're still using the RHODL ratio. When it gets into this red zone, that means we're getting overheated. Not much has happened here. We're keeping an eye on this as well. Another indicator we look at is Bitcoin balance on exchanges, which is starting to go up just as it did in early 2017. I don't have the updated image. I would be curious to see where it's at now. But you'll see that once the balance of Bitcoin on exchanges started going up in 2017, we didn't peak out until about a year later. I think this is going to happen a lot faster this year because people have better access to their exchanges. So I think when Bitcoin goes on the last parabolic mania phase pump, the balance on exchanges are going to rise dramatically with the price, and that will be one of the signals that we'll consider. Lastly, we'll look at the stock to flow rainbow indicator. These yellow candles represent the middle of the bull market, and as you can see, we are very close to printing the green candles, and this signals the beginning of the end of the bull market. And this is where most of the gains are to be had. In 2017, Bitcoin gained 380% after printing the first green candle. So in conclusion, look, I know this must be difficult. There's a lot of fear right now. There's a lot of YouTubers that used to be super bullish on crypto, and now a lot of them are selling and calling for the bear market. But listen, don't fall for it. We're currently going through the mid-season shakeout. The weak hands had to be shaken out, and that's exactly what happened. Now, I wouldn't be surprised to see us consolidate for maybe a month or two, but the bull market is not over. If you sold your Bitcoin during the sell-off, then that's okay, because the price is still low, and it's not too late to buy back in. Don't wait for the price to go higher. So that's all I had to say. You know, it might be a month or two before I post another video, so please follow me on Twitter for more frequent updates. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.